Hello everyone, Chief Canuck here with some exclusive Halo Wars 2 gameplay and to talk about the all-new game mode Blitz. Recently, 343 kindly invited me down to get some hands-on experience with Halo Wars 2, where I got to play a mission from the campaign and the all-new Blitz game mode for multiplayer. Now, Blitz is a fast-paced, action-packed, arcade-like mode. It doesn't replace the regular multiplayer for Halo Wars 2, it's an additional experience. Blitz actually has two different game types, PvP and Firefight. Firefight actually started as a tutorial to get players familiar with the fast-paced action and the mechanics, but it became a mode on its own due to its popularity. There was even a scoreboard written up on a whiteboard during my visit, where we would put our high scores up for bragging rights. The two modes, PvP and Firefight, function slightly differently for obvious reasons. Blitz is playable on one map called the Proving Grounds. I'm not sure if there are plans for more maps in the future, but this one serves its purpose as a small arena. There are 3 objectives and a home base for your team and the other team or the AI in Firefight. To win in PvP, you must earn 200 points. You get points by controlling a majority of the objectives on the map, labeled A, B, and C. I say majority because if you have one and the other 2 are still neutral, you have a majority and will begin to earn points. This really only happens during the beginning of the match. The more objectives you control, the faster you earn points. So like Halo 5 Strongholds, this objective mechanic allows for quick swing moments in games. In Firefight, you'll lose if the enemy controls a majority of the objectives for long enough to fill the meter in the top of the screen to 100%. Same mechanics exist here though. If you're able to capture 2 objectives back, you'll pause the enemy's progress, and you'll keep fighting waves of enemy units in increasing difficulty. Firefight features 1-minute waves. The goal is to kill every enemy and maintain control of the objectives before the minute is over with. Otherwise, the next wave of enemies will spawn regardless if you've killed the previous ones, and that's where things can get out of hand fast. If you clear the wave before a minute is up, it won't force the next wave to start immediately. You'll have whatever time you had left to rest and regroup. Also, there are boss waves at every 5 waves, which featured Spartans in my games, and I'm sure they'll get even harder with different units the more waves you survive. The objectives in Blitz differ from Halo 5 Strongholds. They change control instantly unless there are units there to defend it. If there are units from both teams, it will become contested until there is one team left on the point. This allows for a variety of interesting strategies. Since you can instantly capture, you can quickly send your fastest units to capture objectives and gain a huge lead right at the beginning of a game. Or you can quickly turn the game to your favor if you're aware of the minimap and your enemy's positioning, as sometimes control points are left without anyone defending them, so you can just swoop on through and just keep going past them as you instantly capture them. Now this mode features no technology trees, no building, but has instant spawning and limited resource management. It focuses around building a deck of cards that represent units and powers. These cards allow you to instantly spawn units or call in leader powers, provided you meet the energy requirement for that particular card, which is the only resource-like item in the mode. You can customize 3 12-card decks for each of the 6 leaders, and there are some cards that are restricted to specific leaders. In the customization screen, you can select your 12 cards from your collection to build a deck. You can also inspect cards to get more details, and also get a detailed view on your current deck stats, such as card distribution, average level of the cards, counters against your deck, and the card cost graph. You can also change your starting army with a few presets, which leads into different starting strategies. For example, I often chose to spawn with 3 Warthogs when playing under the leader Cutter. That way I could quickly capture objectives with individual Warthogs by sending them all across the map, or rush an energy drop. More on that later. Now, following the card fad that's sweeping all the video games out there, of course these cards have different rarity values and sometimes come with unique abilities, such as a Cloak Kodiak or a Hornet that drops Marines when it dies, or legendary units that can spawn away from your home base with no health penalty. If you get a duplicate card, it will instantly go towards upgrading that existing card, where it can level up the unit's health, damage, or other stats. Currently, I'm not sure how you earn card packs. We were given a few to start with, and it appeared we randomly earned some as we played. I'm not sure if it was experience-based like we were leveling up, or by winning games. I'm sure more details will be revealed later on, as everything we experienced was a work in progress. Before starting a game, you can select one of the leaders and then select one of your 3 customized decks for that leader to bring into the game. 4 cards are cycled into your hand at all times during the game. It costs energy to call them in, and there's a small energy cost if you want to cycle a card if you want different options. In PvP, you can earn energy passively throughout the game. However, energy drops increase that rate if you collect them. In Firefight, you don't earn energy passively, you must collect the energy supply drops. These drops announce themselves before coming onto the map, and then you get these drops by destroying them and walking over the purple energy drops on the map. Make sure you walk near or over them, as you may not automatically grab them, which could allow for other players to steal them, which I did a few times. You can actually see them on a minimap if they're still left over. Also, you're not able to collect energy with air units, you must use ground units. This energy resource limits your ability to spam units, and there is more incentive to not spam and spawn your units away from your home base. If you decide to not spawn your units at the home base, they will spawn with a penalty to their health, represented in green in their health bar. Over time, this penalty will gradually disappear and then the units will be at full health. However, if they're shot before reaching full health, the penalty is applied and they're basically at half health, which is never good. So spawn wisely, and if you see the enemy spawn nearby, quickly target it to drop their health. Aside from support units that have the ability to heal other units, you can heal units by returning them to your home base. So it's not a good idea to fight an enemy right outside or inside their home base, they'll just absolutely melt through you. For now, that's pretty much it for the game mode. I found it a lot of fun and I love the potential it has for different strategies with all the different cards, leaders, units, leader abilities, your deck composition, and how you utilize the map, objectives, and energy drops. We got to play 2v2 matches, and I only got to play this mode on Xbox One, and I would have loved to have gotten a chance to play on Windows 10 to see how it feels, but I didn't get around to setting up my recording gear for the PC. We had a limited amount of time. I feel this mode would work better on PC with keyboard and mouse, as I found trying to select different cards was rather clunky. You had to hold down a trigger and then use your thumbstick, and it wasn't quite as responsive. And it actually caused me to spawn the wrong units at a few times, because it felt like there was a bit of a delay, and it was rather clunky. However, this was a work in progress build, so I hope they smooth out that mechanic if you use a controller. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask them in the comments down below or on Twitter at Chief Canuck. I'll try my best to answer what I can. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to check out the other exclusive Halo Wars 2 coverage that I have. And a big thank you to you all for making this possible, and to 343 for inviting me. My name's Chief Canuck, and I'll see you guys next time.